Welcome, everyone, to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live streams every single Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And where tonight, we could very well be running the finale episode of a Decay in Darkwell. Our second Chat Plays D&D campaign is getting so close to the end, and I kind of can't believe it. It feels like just yesterday we were getting things started with our very bare-bones system, and now we have an entire robust setup, including a website, chatplaysdnd.com, that you can go to and use a very D&D Beyond-like UI to pilot the characters yourselves from chat while I DM for you. If you're interested in participating, type !guidance in the chat for information on how to do that if you don't already know. But I see a lot of familiar faces here tonight, ready to see exactly how this campaign comes to a close. It could be good, it could be bad, and we like that because we're chaotic here over Constructed Chaos. We also are sponsored by our friends over at Tabletop Beard. Tonight we have the Paladin beard oil to have a look at, which of course smells like barbershop and amber. Very clean cut, very suave, very smooth, very lawful good. Very much like the Paladin this campaign used to be. If you are interested in getting yourself some amazing beard care products and smelling maybe like someone from the Order of the Jackalope, then you can head to Tabletop's website. The link is in the description below, and you can use code CHAOS20 for 20% off of your entire order at checkout. But do also check out this comment from last session coming in from our good friend John Washburn. Short and sweet, he said, "Poor Beakley." Poor Beakley. Oh no, John, I know. Poor Beakley. I'm very sad about Beakley. They were this party's owlbear companion. However, I shouldn't use the past tense because they are still on death saves. This is an NPC more or less, so I am not just going to kill them outright unless I have reason to do so. So we'll be rolling death saves for Beakley as this session goes on, and who knows? Maybe you'll all get out alive, or maybe none of you will. I guess we'll just have to find out here soon. If you guys are interested in even more D&D amazingness, go check out our friends over at Darkport. They stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, and that's tomorrow. Follow that up on Wednesday with our episode 1 of the Ashen Abyss. We're starting another campaign with some of the characters that you guys know and love from our previous The Wicked Worm campaign. This leads right into it, but it is a standalone campaign. If you guys are just jumping in now, it's got a lot of really cool callbacks without being too overwhelming. It's a perfect spot to jump into all the lore that we have here on our channel. Saft, $2 says, "Save Beakley." Yes, put $2 in the bucket for the Save Beakley bucket. I'll be keeping track. No, Saf, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the $2, man. Now, I think with all that said, it's finally time to roll that beautiful bean footage.
Ithria's corrupted dryad form sprawls across the chamber, writhing outwards from a central pale tree, bearing the face of Delindra's mother. Levelis is nowhere to be found, no doubt relishing in his successful plan to lure you here and fuel his terrible experiments. Sparing the elven mage no further thought, each of you continues your struggle against the strangling roots and erupting bulbs when a pained shriek pierces through the chaos. You look on as Beakley, your trusty owlbear companion, slips into unconsciousness, bound by the very same grasping appendages reaching for you. You stop dead in your tracks, mid-flight, now realizing that fleeing would incur the loss of a dear friend, a nightmare in its own right. And if the sinking feeling in your gut is to be believed, that nightmare has only just begun.
Welcome back, everyone. So now that you all have seen the intro, and we pick up where we last left off a couple of weeks ago in the middle of a combat, I'm going to turn on the combat cam so you guys can see what's going on here. If you don't recall, poor Beakley was just downed, and you were able to lift Thalindra's father with a little bit of healing, but just as Thalindra herself was ready to rush out of the cave, that's when Beakley dropped, and now you all are in a very difficult situation with a difficult decision to make. So to make that decision, let's figure out who's going to be piloting first. Ayla, our Wood Elven Paladin Warlock multi-class, to begin the night. See who's going to be piloting Ayla. Danny
Priorities
Leo.
Going forward. 1. Save Beakley. 2. Call forth the axe. 3. Don't die a hero underground.
Yeah, dying a hero underground is overrated, to be sure. You're not going to be remembered by much of anyone, I think, if that happens. However, that's good that you have your priorities straight because you are in the pilot seat for Ayla to start things out. Let's find out who's going to be piloting Nyx, our Drow Arcane Trickster Rogue, to start tonight. Saft gave $5. He says, I named an owl familiar Owly because I also like the naming convention equivalent to the South Park Christmas critters. It's been a while since I've seen South Park, Saft, but I have to agree with you. I like the naming convention of Beakley, Owly. It just rolls off the tongue. Welcome in, Saft, by the way, to be Nyx. That was a happy coincidence. If you guys are interested in piloting these characters and you haven't already, type !roleplay to opt into the system and then just stay active in chat. These characters will get cycled out as they use their usages, and when they reach the end of that, they'll be automatically cycled out with somebody who's been active and is part of that roleplay opt-in. But last but certainly not least, let's take a look at who's going to be piloting our High Elven Druid, Thalindra. She's been a powerhouse this campaign. Zazima! So we got Danny, Saft, and Zazima to kick things off. And as luck would have it, we're starting at the very top of initiative. We ended last time as Beakley took some damage at the start of his turn. So he fell. And now we're going to move on to Nyx's turn. Nyx, you are at the top of initiative. Currently, you're down at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see yourself. You are not hidden there, but this area is difficult terrain. There are roots crawling all over the ground and grasping at your legs as you try and stand still. I'm actually going to have you make a dex save before anything else. So you can either log in on chatplaysdnd.com, or if you want to type from chat, it's !R dex save. And we're going to see if you actually have any movement to work with here. You very well may not. And then Thalindra, be thinking about what you want to do as well. You're faced with this tough choice. Oh, I forgot to mention, last time Bless wasn't working, but I did actually turn it on for your character sheets, and I have the plus 1d4 option ticked. So if you roll from there, it should automatically add it. Saft, I need you to roll that dex save for me. It's going to be !R dex save, or you can use the website to do it. But I do see you in there. Bless the up. It's at the beginning of stream. I don't want to curse just yet. Let's see. All right, I see a 22. Nice. So you rolled that from the website. Doesn't look like it added the bless, but that didn't much matter for you, did it? Whoa, Zazima coming in, just dropping all their chaos points into the chaos pool. With a 22, you were definitely able to make the save, Saft. You feel the vines beginning to creep up your knee-high leather boots, but just as soon as they touch the soles, you dance around swift-footed. These roots are not quick enough to ensnare you. What would you like to do with your turn now? You managed to retain all of your movement, all 30 feet of it, but movement is not moving alone is not going to get the job done. Yeah, I noticed. So I tested it with attack rolls earlier and skill checks, and it was working. Oh, that's because it's not turned on. I thought I turned it on. Maybe I turned it off before the stream started. There we go. Now it should work. These are changes you can make to your character sheets as well. It's under the role modifiers tab if you're on that website. But I'm admin, so I can change all of it. Danny is asking if we still have to Alva, which is a very important question. If you look in your inventory, it'll show you. But I know just off rip, Ayla, you are the only one. Danny, you are the only one with the dose left of Ta'alva. Nyx used it before to get a good night's sleep, and Thalindra used it before to try and wake her mother, this corrupted dryad in the center of the room, from a nightmare. So you do have a dose of it. Thalindra, unfortunately, was not able to get the job completely done herself.
Bonus
your
action
dose may
hide
do it.
and then attack with my short bow.
Okay. So I'm going to say instead of bonus... So the way I run my rules, and this is a little nuanced, right, is that if you're going to hide to try and stealth, you have to have broken eye contact, gotten somewhere out of line of sight, and then not reappear in the place you disappeared from. So for you to do that, you'd have to maybe like run around a little bit and then pop out.
Okay, steady aim instead.
That's what I was about to say. So instead of that, you'll have steady aim as you levy your short bow towards the top of the tree. You feel like you can maybe you can hit it pretty well. It's a large enough target. You're just worried about how much damage you can do. So go ahead and tick the advantage on your roller and let that 1d4 add up as well. Go ahead and roll an attack with your short bow at advantage. Yeah, Saf, you already knew where I was going with it. Rogue hide mechanics are can be a little gimmicky if you don't play them right. $22 yet again. That will absolutely hit this corrupted dryad. Go ahead and roll your damage. That will include sneak attack. Oh, hang on. Oh, I thought that was the damage. My bad. 14 points of damage with your sneak attack. That's going to do pretty nicely. As you fire your short bow, you feel the arrow loose and wedge into the roots. As the roots are sort of turning across the tree, the arrow itself is almost sucked in to the heart of it. You see that pulsing red light at the center sort of flicker for a moment as the arrow is absorbed. It does take all 14 points of damage, but it looks very menacing while doing so. So that was your move, bonus action. We're going to go ahead now and move over to Thalindra. Thalindra, it is now your go. What would you like to do? You were near the exit of this cave here, and you were just about to run out when you saw Beakley brought down. They were grappled by the tree and dealt psychic damage that did them in as they fell unconscious. So, Zazima, let me know what Thalindra's doing in this moment. You were just making calls to run.
I cast Cure Wounds on Beakley.
Okay, so here's the thing. You are exhausted, and you have 25 feet of movement normally. The area within 20 feet of this tree is difficult terrain. You're not starting there, so you don't have to make a dex save against losing your movement. But with 25 feet, I don't think you can make it. I don't think you can get close enough. It's very close. With a generous 15 feet of movement, you can get within 5 feet, but not quite touch range with Cure Wounds. Now, there may be some other way you can try and heal them. I don't know if you have healing word or anything like that. Yeah, you do have healing word. It's just not going to heal them quite as much. So
I cast healing word.
There it is. Okay. So with your healing word, go ahead and roll your healing for that spell now that you've marked off the spell slot. That's going to be 2d4 plus 5 for you. Just got a rando text from a bot about the championship game tonight, and I'm like, this is my championship game. I couldn't agree more. 10 points of healing flowing into Beakley as you see the owlbear's eyes sort of flutter awake, just shy of making a death save, or rather, they should have made a death save. I'm going to do that now. Okay. You guys don't get to know that one. As Beakley's eyes sort of flutter awake, the creature squawks but is slow to get up. You can see that they're still prone. They are no longer grappled. The tree did release them when it felt it go unconscious. So that was your bonus action. You do, Thalindra, still have your action and your small amount of movement left to work with. What would you like to do? No spells, unfortunately, outside of cantrips, because Healing Word is a level 1 spell. So what do you think, Zazima? It's a very well-used bit of healing there.
I cast Starry Wisp.
Okay. In comes the Starry Wisp, and I believe it's been rolling the damage automatically as well. We should see that pop up here. Okay, spell attack 21 does hit, and then 4 damage off the Starry Wisp. As you fire it towards your mother, you can't help but pull back a little bit of that light. Knowing that you've used your Ta'alva already, you're hoping that that there's still some way to save her, but as the longer you spend in this chamber, the less hope you have. The Corrupted Dryad does take all 4 points of that damage, but that is going to be your turn unless you want to move at all. While you think about that, we're going to move to the Dryad's turn. At the start of its turn, we're going to see if it gets its ability back. It does. So, as its turn begins, after that arrow is sunken in and after that Starry Wisp strikes it, you see the matter and energy sort of coalesce in the center, pump through one of the roots, and then pop out a fresh, pale root bulb. And that's going to be... It's got to be within 20 feet of it, so I think it's going to be here. No, I think it's going to be here, next to Nyx. Nyx, you see that pale root bulb pop up next to you, and it begins thrumming with energy. You recall, it's been 2 weeks, so I'll remind you, you recall from just a moment ago that one of these pale root bulbs existed for a round and exploded, dealing an amount of psychic damage at the start of the Dryad's next turn. So it's not something you want to stay close to. With this, the Corrupted Dryad is then going to continue making attacks on the closest thing to it. And because it's making a melee attack on a prone creature, these will be at advantage to hit Beakley. That's going to be a 22 to hit Beakley, and that will deal 18 points of damage, knocking them back down. They only just regained consciousness as Thalindra's words settle in the owlbear's ears. The roots leap up in response to its eyes flickering and just drag it back into unconsciousness. It has another attack here, and I think with 20-foot range, it can't really reach anyone that's still up except for Nyx. So Nyx, this one's coming at you. That's going to be a 17 to hit, and I'm pretty sure that does hit you, Nyx. I'm going to double check. Yeah, 17 will hit. So
Shield?
Nyx, Shield. Do you have a use of it? That's the question. So you have no spell slots, but I think you get... Do you get a free use of it as well? I need to remember. I don't think that you do. Unfortunately, this is one of your wizard spells, so you do not have any more spells left to cast shield with. This attack will hit. And this attack, as it strikes, is going to deal 14 points of bludgeoning damage, 4 points of necrotic damage as you feel the roots leap up this time to grip you, and then begin siphoning the life and the joy out of you, what little there is that remains, as you are now grappled in the current position. It's going to try and hold you next to that root bulb. With that, that's both of its attacks. We are now going to move to Lytherian's turn. Thalindra, you see your father weary, deep bags under his eyes, bloodshot eyes that can barely stay awake, quite puffy, as he is slow to wake, slow to get up. He does eventually assess the situation, assess the danger, and seeing across the room his daughter being threatened by his daughter's mother, someone who could be a lost cause. He makes a final split-second decision through his exhaustion to use a bonus action to take aim and fire his longbow at Valindra's mother. That's going to be a 17 to hit, which exactly hits this corrupted dryad. As he's taking a moment to take aim, he fires off the longbow. The arrow sinks in close to where yours met the bark, Nyx, but instead of just sinking in, it splinters the wood a bit, carrying a little bit more impact with the attack. Because it is a glancing blow, however, it's only going to deal half damage, down to 5. But it is certainly something, and it is we're taking all the chip damage we can get today. He's going to make a second attack with that longbow, but this time not able to take time and take aim quite as carefully. That unfortunately is a 5 on the die, -6 from all his exhaustion, +5, so a 4 to hit, and that goes clearly wide. As his dizziness catches up to him, he begins to slip over, and he catches himself at the last minute, ironically enough, on one of the roots that was reaching up to grab his leg when he succeeded his dex save for movement. Because he has his movement, he is going to begin maneuvering around the cavern, making his escape, but he's very careful not to go into that 20-foot range. He has seen and experienced far too many times exactly how dangerous that area can be near this corrupted dryad. With that being his turn, we now move on to Ayla. So, Danny, let me know what Ayla's going to do here. That 20-foot range within the tree is difficult terrain. You have 35 feet of movement. So with an acrobatics check, I might allow you to try and climb up the backside of this rocky structure and reach melee. Or if you have another idea, you can go that route as well. Certainly nothing wrong with it. Lots of different ideas here. And Beakley would be on deck, but they are unconscious once again. They were up for but a moment. You see your friend Ayla is now grappled by the same roots that took Beakley down. Your squishiest companion not looking so hot. And I need to remember to do the damage to your character here. Remember, you took 18. Which is quite a lot. Bringing you down to just 3 hit points, Nyx. You all may also recall that at the start of a creature's turn, they may be dealt psychic damage from this grapple.
I make a leap towards the ceiling itself for the roots she's not using to move freely towards Nyx.
Okay. I'm going to say make an acrobatics check. As you leap up, grab onto those roots, and try and swing across without taking any movement penalty. I want to see how nimbly you're able to do this. John Washburn says the Mind Flayer has returned. If you guys haven't seen our Saturday campaign, we just ran an episode 2 days ago. It was absolutely fantastic. Lots of fun. And it's coming to a close pretty soon. So if you want to check out Echoes of the Scar, it's one of those short-running campaigns that really hits. I really, really enjoyed that one. It's not over yet, but... There's the acrobatics check here. Now, with a 16, and you do also... Oh, I guess it rolled twice? Interesting. No, it didn't. I'm sorry. With a 16 on the die, you do also have a D4 that you can use. However, a 16 is enough to clear this hurdle. As you begin swinging across the vines, you do indeed avoid the difficult terrain until you have to drop down near Nyx to try and free her from this grapple. At least, I think that's what you said you were doing. You get to Nyx. That was as far as we know. So now you're here, Danny. You have used, we'll say with your jump, you've used all but 10 feet of your movement, and at this point that would be about 5 feet. So you tell me what you'd like to do at this moment. It's got to feel weird when Echoes or Wake ends. These were only an episode in when I found this channel.
I swing to free Nyx.
Okay, so you make an attack roll on the roots as you have before with the Lindra's father, trying to both deal damage and free the trapped creature at the same time. I will allow this to occur. Like I said before, there is a damage threshold that I have in mind. So go ahead and make an attack roll. It's for you... exclamation point R, it can be charisma or strength, but I think they're the same for you. So exclamation point R, STR, attack, or if you're on our D&D website, you can just click the attack button. It'll even add your bless for you. Welcome back, Matt Steely. Sorry. I'm silly. You have not missed a whole lot here. The adventurers have been able to pick Beakley up, watch him go back down, and then, whoa! A 22 will absolutely hit. It's time to roll your damage now. As Ayla, I know with your longsword, or with your maul, rather, you get 2d6 there. I don't think you have any smites left. You do have a spell slot left, so you can let me know if you're smiting. But if you are, that will add an extra 2d8 to the damage. So it would be 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 3. Yeah, unfortunately, Danny, I haven't been doing much work on the chat roller just because we've been working on the website instead. But if you type exclamation point R, 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 3, that'll get you there. Because even without the bless, you absolutely did hit. Now, if you don't want to do your last smite, you can just leave out the 2d8, and I'll know. Oh, somebody recommended Booming Blade with it for the extra thunder damage. That's a good point. You absolutely can do that. That's easy enough. It's actually showing you have a +5 to hit with that. Whoops. Oh, and you do. Duh. So, in that case, it would be 2d6 plus 3d8 plus 3.
Go in Booming Blade.
Okay. So you take the Booming Blade as you wield your maul. The red lightning sort of shoots out from your fingertips out towards the bulky part of the weapon. You swing it around, and when it collides with the root, it cracks like thunder. So we know we want Booming Blade. If you want Smite, just add an extra 2d8, but you're at least going to get... it'll do some extra damage if it hits. Why are we 2d8 plus 8? That's not right, Danny. I'm sorry. It should be 2d6 plus 3 if you're just doing weapon damage. And Booming Blade will activate if the creature moves. Because you're not yet level high enough that gets the automatic damage. So 2d6 plus 3, unless you're smiting as well. Which you can do.
Sorry, Caleb took over.
Ah, dang
rolling
it,
on
Caleb.
the floor, laughing emoji.
Go ahead and roll that damage roll for me, Danny. It's 2d6 plus 3 if you're not smiting, and it's 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 3 if you are. And I'll mark off your spell slot as needed. Gonna need a really good roll to break this one free. Saft, Caleb is apparently Danny's DM. He sits in every once in a while and hangs out with us through his profile. We were chatting a little bit before stream. Danny, you got one use left. Let's see that roll, man. I'm gonna give you just a little bit of time before I swap you out. Got to keep this one moving. It's a big combat, but we got a lot of stuff to get to.
Pass final turn.
Oh, he's passing the torch. Russell Mooney now in as Ayla. I think you've gotten a lot of time as Ayla. So, Russell, you'll probably have a pretty good idea as to what you want to do here. But I'll let you make the decision if you're smiting or not. You can go ahead and roll the damage using the generic dice on the website, or in chat, you can type !R 2d6 plus 3 without smite, or !R 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 3. But you already knew all that. You know how the system works. Yeah, Russell Mooney has been here since the very beginning of the other Chat Plays D&D campaign, Depths of Nerethus. 12 with the smite as you both channel a booming blade and your radiant divinity into the tip of this maul. You connect with the root, and as 12 points of damage is dealt to the creature itself, the root itself holds strong. It does look like it's sustained a lot of damage and might be able to break with a little more effort, but it's not quite there. So I will mark off your last spell slot. No more smites for you, sir, as we move past your turn to Beakley's turn. So I'm now going to roll Beakley's death save, and I'm keeping these a secret to keep the tension up. Okay. You see Beakley continues to twitch restlessly on the root-bound soil that they've collapsed onto twice now. The creature's breaths appear to be labored as if in a terrible nightmare, or as if hacking and coughing up blood. Perhaps both. As we move past the Owlbear's turn, past Beakley's turn to Nyx, Thalindra, you're going to be on deck, so be thinking about your turn as well. But Nyx, it's your go now. You are grappled. Oh boy. Nyx, at the start of your turn, because you're still grappled by these roots, you know what? You would take 7 points of psychic damage. However, because your friend came over and swung on that root, I think it's a little more fragile. I'm going to allow you a free chance to escape the grapple. That grapple escape is either acrobatics or athletics. You can make that roll. You can make that choice. I do think for Nyx, probably acrobatics is going to be your best bet. In fact, athletics appears... Oh, there it is. I was about to say it's not on your character sheet, but it is. So, Saft, go ahead and roll a acrobatics check for me. That is a 21, Nyx. Just as you feel that psionic energy beginning to sap at you, you break free, not only releasing yourself from the grapple before it can deal that psychic damage, but also avoiding the roots that were reaching to ensnare your legs. You do have your full movement this turn. Nyx, what would you like to do with that turn? You see that pale root bulb sort of thrumming with energy right next to you. You see Ayla has just rushed in to try and save you as best she can, and save you she did. And you see, of course, Thalindra's mother, the corrupted dryad, Ithria, still thrumming with power at the center of this chamber. Somewhere in here, you know, your old caretaker, the old elven man, is hiding and watching with a cruel fascination, but you have no idea where they could possibly be. What are you thinking, Saft? Russell, you have the last to Alva. You got to get to that bulb before it heals her. Now, Danny, the Corrupted Dryad does heal each turn, but it is not from the bulbs. It did heal this last turn as well. I didn't describe it because I mentioned it previously, but that same thing did happen. I did add the hit points in there. The plus 1d4 is Bless. I have it turned on for all of you. It should be for all ability checks and attack rolls and saving throws. I guess maybe not ability checks, huh? Bless is not for ability checks. Whoops. That's fine. It only added 2, and that still would have given you the success at 19. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe we need to develop a system on the back end for specific spells like that, Bless and the like, that I can maybe control as the DM.
Accidentally left advantage on. I appreciate you letting me do that, DM. I am looking to do damage to the Dryad. Steady aim and loose again.
Okay. Standing where you are, understanding the risks of this pale root bulb next to you, you knock an arrow, planting your feet firmly on the ground and firing towards the center of the tree. This will be at advantage, and it's okay that you rolled with advantage. I didn't catch it, so that's on me. Go ahead and make an attack roll with your short bow. Remember the advantage. It will be important, and that Bless will come in clutch as well, I'm sure. Trying to beat this tree down as best as you can. $24. That's quite a high roll. Not quite a natural 20, but very nice. I'm going to now have you roll your damage with your sneak attack. Your sneak attack will trigger. The tree knows you're there, but can't do anything about you aiming for its vital points. Which happens to be right at the center where that energy is sort of... your damage, if you don't know already, is going to be 3d6 plus 4 with your sneak attack. It's going to be a really tricky fight. It's healing, basically. Yeah. 19. Very nice roll. We like to see that. As your arrow connects, it sinks into the bark once again, and this time you see not only is the arrow absorbed a bit, but in the gap that it forms, a bit of red sap begins to drain out. The corrupted dryad is bloodied now. You can see that much. You are making progress, but it is slow progress. And with your bonus action used to plant your feet, your movement is 0, and you know this pale root bulb next to you is about to erupt. Thalindra, it is now your go. You're standing where you were only moments ago, out of range of this creature's roots. What would you like to do?
I cast Moonbeam on the tree, 2nd level on the center of the tree. I am sorry, Mom, but I must get Beakley safe. I still love you though, and Dad as well.
Okay. I think your mom probably best understands what must be done at this point and would
I cast
only...
Moonbeam.
Yeah, sorry, that was me pushing it so that you use the spell slot there. Your mother now needs to make a Constitution saving throw. That is a natural 20. On a failed save, you take 2d10 radiant damage. On a success, what happens? Half as much damage. So roll 1d10 for your damage as this moonbeam begins to gather light at the top of the chamber, a bright blue that sort of contrasts with the deep violet red of this chamber. That'll be Zazima. So 1d10 damage to see how much it's taken here. Okay. That's going to be 6 points of damage dealt to your mother, Ithria, who you now view may be a lost cause. You see your allies dropping like flies, and you're not willing to risk any further loss of life at this stage. So we move now, I imagine, to the next turn, which is the Corrupted Dryad. However, that you do still have your bonus action and your movement. So if you'd like to do something, just chime in and let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna forge on ahead here. Beakley remains unconscious as we move now to the Dryad itself. That root bulb next to it.
I cast Magic Stone.
Okay, you cast Magic Stone, picking up a little bit of rubble off the ground and imbuing it with some nature energy that causes the stone to take on a more jagged and harmful shape. You hold these stones tightly, ready to hurl them on your next turn as necessary. You are concentrating as well. Lots of inner tubes today. As we move to the Corrupted Dryad's turn, Nyx, you and Ayla are both within range as this pale root bulb explodes, sending a flurry of red energy within a 10-foot radius. I need... we'll do Nyx first since you're closest. A wisdom saving throw. And then Ayla, after Nyx makes it, Russell, I'll have you make a wisdom saving throw as well. Whoa, hang on. Nyx rolled a 14. Did it add your D4? I don't think that it did. It certainly should have. So with a 14, I'll be honest with you. You are not going to save. However, with a 1d4 added, you might just make it. So I'm going to have you roll 1d4 for me separately. It looks like they're just not applying to saving throws like they should. Oh no, it got turned off for some reason. Did I do that? Oh, maybe it only does it for one roll. That would make sense. I did 3 on the D4 will get you there. Nyx, you save from the effects. All too familiar with the red energy, you gather some of it out of the air and funnel it into your own pale root bulb, nestling that magic deep inside for use later. You are not going to take any damage and you suffer no ill effects. Ayla, I will have you make a wisdom saving throw. Just be sure to turn on the 1d4 bonus that you get for bless. I did for you if you haven't already.
Nyx breathes a sigh of relief.
19 will also get you there, Ayla. That bless coming in clutch as you feel the order of the jackalopes. Wow, that 4 really did come in clutch. The order of the jackalopes' divine nature coursing through your veins. Your antlers feel every bit as much attached to your helm as they might be to your head. You are embodying the spirit of the order of the ancients that you so serve, while also fighting with the wrath of these animals. You are in your element here. As both of you save, neither of you take any damage. We now move into the Corrupted Dryad's turn in earnest. They do not get their recharge back. Beakley is collapsed besides them. And I think now, Ayla, that you are close enough. The tree is going to make attacks on you. The first attack, as its root lifts up behind you and goes to crush you, is a 15 to hit, which misses. The root creates a bit of a shadow overhead thanks to Thalindra's moonbeam, and you spy it on the ground. You're able to dodge out of the way, tucking and rolling as a second root attempts to swipe at you from the side. That attack is going to be a non-natural 20 to hit, which I do believe is going to hit you, Ayla. So you are going to take 14 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of necrotic damage. Plus, you are now grappled by the root, in much the same way your friend was only a moment ago. So, I'm going to mark that damage for you. 18 total. Bringing you down to 22 points. You're pretty tanky. Not quite in dire straits here, but 22 points is not looking great. As well as the grapple, you know you could take some more damage later. But first and foremost, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. So that'll be for Ayla to see if you can hang on to this bless spell. An 11 with 18 damage does do it, and that's with the bless. The bless once again gets you there, kind of helping to keep itself alive. You do not drop concentration. You're able to hang on to bless, and that is the turn of the Corrupted Dryad. As you see once again, it begins to suck in the nightmare fuel that is this chamber in order to heal itself back another chunk of hit points. We move from its turn to Letherian, who's still in the back corner here with all his exhaustion. He is going to take a beat to knock his arrow and fire it off with a bit of aim. That may still not be enough. Unfortunately, a 16 total -6 thanks to his exhaustion is not going to hit. The tree actually bends out of the way. You hear that wood-like creak as the arrow fires across the chamber, arcing into the cavern wall on the other side. He now looses another shot, but this one not at advantage. He's taking less time as he's preparing to dash, or rather just run towards his daughter on the other side of the chamber. That may just hit. That is a 17 total, which is a glancing blow as he fires another arrow, dealing 7 points normally of piercing damage, half to 3 because of the glancing blow. The arrow peels off a chunk of bark, but he does not even stay to watch this occur. As his eyes are already drawn across the chamber, he begins to rush ahead as best he can. He has quite a bit of movement. He's pretty nimble, but he is on his third level of exhaustion, so he's only able to get about that far. We move from Letherian's turn, still hanging on to the 5 hit points that you gave him, Ayla. He's getting closer to you here, Thalindra, as we move to Ayla's turn. Ayla, Russell, you are currently grappled by this creature, so you're going to take 7 points of psychic damage on the start of each of your turns for as long as this grapple persists. The roots tighten around you, and you feel your thoughts going negative. That bless energy beginning to leave you ever so slightly. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. See if you can hang on to this spell. You need to make a 10 or higher. Ooh, I see some suggestions on calling the axe. We did try to do it earlier, and I mentioned a natural 20 would be necessary, and Ayla, unfortunately, with a 7, even with the bless itself, you already have used your heroic inspiration. There is no saving it here. You are still grappled, of course, but you are no longer blessed. You are no longer concentrating, and your allies as well lose their boon that has been helping so much in this combat. So many rings. So Ayla, as this occurs, I now need you to make a super fun little dex save. You are within 20 feet of this tree, and the roots are attempting to ensnare you and keep you in place. So Russell, make a dex save for me now. This will be without the bless. With that attempted dex save, unfortunately, the roots...
Let me check my religion then.
The roots curl up around your legs just as your divinity fades. You watch it vanish towards the ceiling before the roots tighten, causing you to look down instead at them as they pull you down towards what seems like the depths of hell. This red light writhing beneath you. You are locked in place. You are not restrained or grappled, or rather, you are still grappled. But your movement will be 0 regardless. So, finally, Russell, what would you like to do? This is finally your turn. We've gotten past all the saving throws and damage you take. You're down to just 15 hit points. The tank is getting pummeled. Matt is asking, can I cast a spell and call for it, or does that use my action? I think at this stage, because we've already attempted to call it, that would use your action. Earlier, I allowed it as a free action to see if we could get that natural 20 to happen, but at this stage, you guys are focused on this fight, and anything pulling your attention away is going to be either an action or something else. Well, Matt, do remember that Nyx does not have any spell slots left.
I try to break the grapple.
Okay, you try to break the grapple. You're going to make either an acrobatics or athletics check against the spell DC, or rather the DC. I believe athletics is going to be the best bet for you with a +3. We're going to see if you can get out here. A 16. Ayla, a 16 is 1 less than what you need. And so in this moment, you attempt to break free of the very bonds that you suffer, having helped Nyx previously get out of them before. You see exactly how difficult it is to do on your own. The roots do snap and break in some places, but are quickly replaced by others that seem to spawn from the ground itself. They are near endless, in fact. Does the tree being bloodied give it a -1? Unfortunately, it does not. And at this stage, the tree is actually exactly bloodied after its healing. So if it did, it would be very close. Ayla, that is your action. You do still have a bonus action. You don't think Nyx was blessed. Nyx isn't blessed anymore. Shouldn't be. So, Ayla, let me know if there's anything else you would like to do. If not, we're going to roll a quick death save for our friend Beakley here. Okay. That is the 3rd death save we've had to make for Beakley. But the creature does appear to still be breathing, although their breathing is ragged.
Is anyone close enough for me to lay on hands for her?
Yes, Nyx would be close enough for you to lay on hands. They are within touch distance. You only have 10 lay on hands hit points currently. So let me know how many you'd like to spend and if you're going through with that. But as
I
we
give
move...
Nyx 5 horsepower.
Vroom! You hear Nyx. Okay. 5 hit points go to Nyx. As Nyx, you are now back to 8 hit points. It's not much, but you do feel a bit of life return to you after being drained earlier by both the roots and the pale root bulb that erupted near you. You're still bloodied, but you feel like you can fight just a bit more, and maybe a bit more is all that you need. As we circle back to your turn, Nyx, it is your go. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw against these roots that are trying to trap you in place.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah! Horsepower! Normally you expect that from the druid. Okay, with an 11, unfortunately, you are also held in place by the roots at your feet. You are not able to maneuver out of this range. So you have 0 movement. Now, technically, you can still bonus action steady aim because you have not used any movement this turn. You just lost movement. Hang on. I need to double check that because I think steady aim might also say you have to have movement to lose, basically. DM ruling. Stand by. Next attack roll. If you haven't moved...
Can I cantrip Firebolt?
Yeah. So you can cantrip Firebolt, but you can also still use your bonus action to give yourself steady aim and loose another short bow arrow. That has been working pretty well thus far and is probably your highest damage out option, given the fact that advantage gives you sneak attack. But if you want a firebolt and try and set this tree aflame, I would not stop you. What do you think, Matt? Is it worth it?
Would it be possible to focus good thoughts toward the roots and dryad? Perhaps to counter the nightmares she feeds off?
How do I steady aim?
You just tell me. So you did. That's your bonus action. You steady aim. Your movement was already 0.
Yeah.
Feeling the roots sort of...
We're gonna have to risk it all to summon the axe. It's gonna war M down to zilch. Also, Caleb is laughing like a madman here.
Things have certainly gone sideways, and maybe the axe can save you. Maybe it can't. Matt Steely, as Nyx, your legs are planted firmly already with the roots. You allow them to hold you there. You welcome the extra stability as you knock your arrow back. You have advantage on your attack roll. Go ahead and make an attack with your short bow at advantage. You don't have bless anymore, but the advantage should be plenty for what you need to do. Looks like Angel's got an idea. Welcome in, Angel. I hope the art and gaming has been going well. Let's see. Okay, with advantage, is that a 16? I want to confirm. A 2 and a 13. 16 exactly misses. As you fire your short bow, the roots actually tug a bit. You thought they would be steady, but instead they shake your aim loose, and your arrow goes careening around the side of the corrupted dryad. You do not score a hit.
It's asking me a bunch of extra questions.
Yeah, is that the system online? It's asking if you hit. You did not hit, so you can hit no on that. It's meant to kind of help you go through the rolling process instead of just having you roll everything manually. Nyx, unfortunately, that means you are at 0 movement. You have fired off your 1 attack at advantage. You have missed, and you wait within this 20-foot range for another set of attacks that could end you here. Thalindra, it is now your go. So, Angel's Art and Gaming, you said you had an idea. Let's hear it. Let's see it. Let me zoom out here. You can see Lindra is here, just outside of range of the roots that are causing everyone to fight against difficult terrain and 0 movement speed. Your father is here, making his way around the chamber, but he's quite exhausted, so he doesn't have a whole lot of movement to use.
I have a question, actually.
Okay.
Can Druidcraft influence the roots in any way?
That's a great question. Druidcraft is normally a non-damaging spell. However, I would allow you to use Druidcraft in a way that could deal damage. I may also allow you to try and influence the tree in some way. What are you trying to do with Druidcraft? Plain and simple. I would allow them to influence the roots, but I want to know how Thalindra is doing this. Like, what's the process? And I'll give you something to roll. Yeah, Saf, that is interesting. I think you may be onto something here. Julie, you had a really you weren't lying about the good idea. You can maybe try and get them to ungrapple your ally. Ayla is still grappled over there and taking
That is
psychic
what I want to
damage.
do. I want to try to use basically my nature power basically to tempt the roots away.
Okay. So I'm going to say, in that case, as you plunge your hand into the root mass and channel your druidic energy, I'm going to have you make a nature check to see if you can influence these roots in a way that isn't on a person-to-person, sentient being to sentient being level, something more animalistic and instinctual. So I'm going to have you make a nature check. Yeah, definitely more flavorful RP than with D&D mechanics in mind, but no spell is useless. We like Druidcraft. We don't like it so much in this case. As you try and force your will into these roots, try and command them using your knowledge of nature, unfortunately they appear unresponsive, as much as asking something of a sleeping person might not yield good results in most cases. I'm gonna say we'll say that's either your action or your bonus action. I'll let you tell me. I don't want to steal too much away from you because I do like that idea. Keep in mind that you are concentrating on Moonbeam. That's something as well. Moonbeam itself is a great source of damage, and I think it gets activated as a bonus action on subsequent turns.
I will put this as my bonus action if that is okay.
That's absolutely okay. When the cylinder appears... Oh, when it ends its turn there. So it should have made the save earlier, actually. I'm going to make the save as the tree. I completely forgot, and that's my fault. And that's a 2 on the die. So, hey, Thalindra, while you're here, go ahead and just roll 2d10 worth of radiant damage on this tree, as it did not move, so the Moonbeam is going to continue dealing damage to it. That's outside of your own action economy. Hell yeah, 11. Technically the average, but we will take it. So, with that being your bonus action, what are you doing with your action? Forgive me if I missed it. And Saft is saying, guys, don't forget that heroic inspiration may be available. Yes, Nyx and Thalindra both still have heroic inspiration, which can come in clutch if you need to re-roll something. Yeah, someone in chat mentioned...
No, that's fine. I didn't say my action. I am going to try Healing Word on Beakley.
Okay, you're gonna try healing word again on Beakley. So we'll say it's your action to try and influence the roots. That fails. The moonbeam goes off and deals some damage, and then you try and call out to Beakley again, hoping beyond hope that they're able to wake up. Go ahead and roll your healing. It's going to be 2d4 plus 5. And I'll mark off the spell slot for you. Okay, looks like 9 points of healing this time. Let's hope they stick this time and that Beakley does not just get knocked right back down. They have been making death saves, and so you see Beakley is even slower to wake up than before, their eyes sort of flickering and rolling back as they attempt to stand in a shaky stance. We move past your turn now, Thalindra, to the Corrupted Dryad once more. They're going to roll to see if they get their ability back. They do not. And seeing Beakley, the closest person to it, moving once again, it's going to make an attack roll. That is...
Beakley, hang in there. I believe in you. Guys, hold on.
Your belief may be misplaced at this point, with a 14 on the die that will absolutely hit Beakley, dealing another 18 points of damage. Plenty to overcome the 9 points of healing you just did, and Beakley goes down once again. However, that is at least one attack that was not going to be levied against your allies. Seeing as Ayla is still grappled, it's going to try and make an attack on Nyx this time with its second root attack. It's actually just one big continuous thud as the base of the root collides with Beakley and continues to ripple down like a heavy rope towards Nyx. That is a 13 to hit, which misses you, Nyx, as you see that same root coming from a mile away, and even though your feet are bound, you're able to lean just enough out of the way and use your daggers to push off of the root as it slams into the ground directly next to you, narrowly missing. You do not take any damage. You are not grappled. As the Corrupted Dryad's turn does once again come to an end, you see once more it begins siphoning energy off of your pain and suffering. The area within 20 feet glows that bright violet red once again as your nightmares are siphoned into the center of this Corrupted Dryad. And with that, we go to Letherian's turn. He's done fairly well so far, dealing a bit of damage. He takes aim. That is going to be not enough to hit, unfortunately. A 12 minus 6 plus 5. Just an 11. His first attack once again goes wide. He tries to levy a second attack as he is in motion towards Thalindra. And once again, better on the straight roll than the advantaged one. That's going to be exactly a 17 to hit. So it will be glancing damage as the arrow goes a bit wide, splitting some of the bark, drawing a bit of sap as the creature is freshly bloodied once again. He's going to move about 15 feet, just near to you, Thalindra. As he gets within earshot, he says, "Thal, it's time to go. We need to leave now. Your mother, I'm sorry, but I think she's lost." It is now going to move from his turn to Ayla's. Ayla, at the top of your turn, you're going to take 7 more points of damage from these roots as you feel your mind beginning to slip, bringing you down to just 8 hit points remaining. What would you like to do? Now, I'll remind you, because it's been a lot, and I know we're kind of changing hands here. Danny, as Ayla, you guys were able to attack the roots to try and break them previously. Now, there's a certain threshold you need to meet, and you may not be able to escape that way, but at least that way you may be dealing damage while also trying to escape the grapple here. Yeah, Danny is seeing the writing on the wall here. TPK incoming potentially. You do also need to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you're able to keep your movement even after breaking the grapple, if you can. So, Danny, I'll have you make a dexterity saving throw for me. That's exclamation point dex save. If you're in the chat, if you're on the website, you just click the button. I see everyone frantically trying to give as much chaos as they possibly can, but chaos was constructed on Saturday, so this may not be enough. I think most of you probably have a pretty good idea as to what chaos would be.
To break free first, then rush to the bulb with the last vial.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me to see if you can break this grapple. Dex save as well. With a 5, your movement is siphoned. Even if you break free, your movement will be 0. However, the roots are all around you. You might be able to apply the Ta'alva even at a distance. Can you use the Inspiration 20 to call the axe? Unfortunately, Ayla has already used her Heroic Inspiration, so there is none remaining. But the other 2 of you do have Heroic Inspiration. That's something that could matter here. Danny, knowing that you are set to 0 movement, do you even want to try and break the grapple? Is that something you're looking to do here? You won't be able to move even in that case. Thank you, ChaosBot. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any of our live streams and videos. Azima's suggesting using Heroic Inspiration for the axe, but however, the Heroic Inspiration is not on Ayla. Ayla does not have it anymore. To hell with it. I'm tossing the vial at the bulb before breaking free. Okay, I'm going to have you make... This will be a ranged attack roll. That is quite a gamble, but I think there's a chance you can make it. We're gonna do that with your strength mod.
With what movement I have to aim the vial of Talva at the bulb?
Okay, you sort of lean backwards on the root as much as you can, using your legs to push off of this rock formation to give you a little bit of an arc in line of sight towards the bulb. Go ahead and make an attack roll using your strength. So exclamation point R, STR, attack. We're going to see if you can land this. First and foremost. And because you're not dealing damage to it, I am lowering the AC in my head a little bit. Because the tree is still going to need to make a saving throw after this. Well, with a 21, you lob the Ta'alva. Your allies watch on in horror as this Ta'alva spins just above Beakley and through several masses of roots that are coalescing and intertwining in its path, connecting with the pale root bulb center of this corrupted dryad. They need to make a saving throw. I need to pull up to Alva to make sure I'm doing this right, because the rules I have for it are fairly complex. Okay, it is a Constitution saving throw. Chat, this is important. I need you to know. I need you to know what's happening here. We're going to roll. The DC they need to beat is a 13. Well, well, well. If that wouldn't be a 3 on the die, Ayla, as that Ta'alva dose goes spinning through the air, through these coalescing roots, striking at the heart of this creature, you see, just like the arrows that struck it before, it is folded in through the writhing roots that make up the mass of this trunk. And when it reaches the center, much like the healing and absorption that it has used to sustain itself thus far, you hear that deep heartbeat sound. as dust lifts from across the chamber. The light begins to diminish from the edges of the roots towards the center. It reaches the pale, the violet red middle of this corrupted dryad, and you see Thalindra's mother's eyes close. Her tears stop. And as she slips into dream, you all hear a voice. I will give you what I can. Do well with it and leave this place. There isn't much time. As those words echo out, you then see a ripple from the center, no longer taking but giving, as Thalindra's mother once was a giving creature. You see a deep green energy ripple across the chamber through the roots, connecting with each of you, including Beakley, and giving you the benefits of a short rest. As Thalindra's mother goes quiet, as whatever healing, whatever benefit you receive makes your bones feel lighter here, you hear a different voice echo from across the chamber. I've done monstrous things so that you wouldn't have to. You don't think I hear them? Every night, I hear all of them. But I hold no regrets. The hidden hand is coming. And I must stop you to stop it. Here, as we gain the benefits of a short rest, we're going to figure out what that means, and then we're going to go on a quick break. So, we're going to go down the line here. Ayla, you go ahead and click the short rest button. Set however many hit die you want to roll. Unless Danny, you're not in there, you can just tell me how many hit die you want to roll. And we'll see how much healing you get. You did complete a long rest recently, so you do have all of your hit die, all 4 of them. Nyx and Thalindra, this goes for you all as well. We can even do it out of order if you guys would like to go as you see fit. Hit the short rest button if you're on the website, or just let me know how many hit dice you're rolling. Zazima says, use it all. Not a bad idea given the nature of this session. Some amazing quick thinking, a perfect die roll for the situation.
I don't have a working laptop on phone, sadly.
Yeah, no worries. It does work on the phone too, but you'd have to be switching back and forth between YouTube, so I understand. Totally fine. Maybe by the time we do our next Chat Plays D&D campaign, this will be even more robust and allow you to watch the stream while you pilot the characters from the same window. Maybe we'll make our own app. Who knows? Angel says the website doesn't like me. I know. It's still waiting for the verification with Google. Sadly, that does take several weeks. That's another reason I might not run one of these for maybe a month or so after we wrap on a Decay and Darkwell here.
Bippity boppity boop ending turn.
Danny, are you using all of your hit dice? I am seeing Saft is suggesting using all the hit dice. Nyx and Thalindra, if you're on, so I will roll a 20, I think, if that's how it works. Angel, no, just so you have
Passing turn toe. Someone new.
Yeah, I see that. Danny, thank you for passing off the torch to someone else, giving them a chance to short rest for Ayla. Angel, when you short rest, you can spend up to a certain number of hit dice to heal, as well as you regain certain abilities. you'll get your Pact Magic Warlock spell slot back to name at least one thing. But I just need to know, out of 4 hit dice you have available to roll per long rest, how many of those do you want to roll on this short rest? I'll ask Russell the same thing, or Russell, you can hit the short rest button as Nyx and decide for yourself.
All of them, and good luck next person.
All right. Angels rolling for everything. Danny, I think you wanted to swap out, so I'll give you a chance to go ahead and do that a little bit easier. So Thalindra rolls all of her hit dice, all 4. Healing back up to full. I don't know why it says...
The site rolled a 52 on 2d8 somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. But the average was going to be 21, I believe. It does show that. You were on... you were on how much before? Was it like, I think it was 19 with 21. You would have gotten back to full anyway.
I had 8.
Ayla had 8. Oh, I see. Ayla, you had 8. Yeah, apparently the dice math here is what's not working. Or was that Nyx? Yeah, Nyx had 8. Ayla also had 8. Let me just take the averages here. So, Ayla, you would have healed for 27. You were at 8. That would put you at 35. So, we're going to set you to 35. Sorry about that, guys. Hard to test the every single feature.
I had 8. I rolled 2 die and regained 52 lamau.
I used all my hit dice, lol.
So, I'm hearing... I know Nyx was at 8. I think Thalindra I think Ayla also was at 8. You rolled 2 hit dice as Nyx with a +2 con, so that would have been +4. The average of that would be 11. So if you were at 8, you should be at 19. I'll set that. And then Ayla, I believe you were at 8 as well. And you rolled all your hit dice, which were 3d10 for an average of 16, plus 1d8 with an average of 5, 21, plus your con mod 4 times, which is 2, so 8. That would be 29 you should have healed. You'd be at 37, so not quite full. Okay. There we go. We got it. With that, guys, I'm going to double check all this stuff to make sure it's all functioning as it should. And we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we're going to see how this battle unfolds without Ithria here. Only the old man remaining to cause you any problems. We'll see you in a bit. Don't go nowhere. Bye.
Oh, terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. A huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, Angel of Darkport, Brett Venable, Dutin 103, Devak Longfang, Lil Tired, Memebot 69000, XIVM, Jason Miller, Corey of Darkport, Devin Beard, Wilfreda Figueroa, Ruby Rod, Sam Huffpower, Daniel Struve, Agile Monk, Jude Eshett, Russell Mooney, Licia Harding, Saft 911, James Carr, Felsi, Drazani, Renarius Ash Kevrin, Tom Server, Meta Lisa, Dwayne Bradway, John Royal, Tarlian, Miyoshimoto, Almighty Zeus, Angel's Art and Gaming, Corrosive Malice, Mike Gayer, It's Bernie, T-Dog, Lord Rizel, War Daddy, Bob Gnarly, Hero G9000, The Cajun Guy, Bat Boy is back, JBFR, Fated Caliber, Shioni Lou, Lil Cute Maple, Rallard 4740, Defiance RS, Jim Douglas, Ellis Reynolds, Old School Sports Pod, Purple Drazzy, Askalen, Gabriel, Oscar, Shadow Megami, LMC, Brex McFarlane, Elidor Quinn, Ethan Pedersen, Moon Goose McQueen, Mike Van Berg, and Mythic Attack, Jared Campbell, Mason Thompson, Rick Bard Agro, Bradley Shodaker, Paul Cooper Support, Danny Leo, Monsters Mother, Angel M, Fungal Twitch, Danny Bolte, Unallowed, Stephen Coward, Robert Martin, Luso American, Alexandre Henriquez, Daniel Fire, and Sweet Zombie Jesus.
You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
Welcome to Constructed Chaos, a D&D live play channel where you get to control the game. Join us on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time for our in-person live stream that allows you to influence our adventures in major ways. From alternate plot points to rerolls to absolute chaos. And tune in on Mondays at 7 for our brand new Chat Plays D&D format where you get to roll the dice and pilot the characters themselves straight from the live stream chat. And between it all, there's tons of homebrew content and guides that we release every single month. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
Greetings, viewers. Bramble Backfoot hopping by to let you know about our monthly homebrew packets issued to all those brave enough to join the ranks of our prestigious order. With a plethora of items, monsters, mechanics, and more, it's easier than ever to bring chaos home to your table. So become a member and let's fight the forces of evil together.
Thank you, you're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight! Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships! Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Drazad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Perfect beard brew, perhaps lizard wart, or giant scorpion venom, and a watcher's eye stalk. And just a little dust of undryness. Not one of those crafting table! Smells pretty good, actually. Fireball! Bring home the chaos of Juniper Forest and Magical Embers with my own personal beard products in partnership with Tabletop Beard.
Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that?
up right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you. By chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone.
Accurate.
Very accurate indeed. As we now come back from our break, I have to first congratulate Zazima on the 1,000 chaos points. Congratulations on the raffle there. Spend them wisely, and thank you for sticking around through the break. As we rejoin our heroes, this cave looks a lot different now. You all look on in awe as this green energy ripples out from Thalindra's mother, the pale root form that she now takes, giving energy rather than stealing it away. You are healed or given the benefits of a short rest. You see Beakley now is up and moving. And with that, you hear the voice of Levelis, the mage that spurred all of this on, from behind you, standing at the doorway here, as he calls out to all of you, makes a promise that he will stop you so that he can also stop the doom that comes on the heels of not being prepared enough. He is going to bring a hand up. You see in it still glows a small red pale root bulb, and when he crushes it, you see that energy slip through the cracks in his fingers and then sink into the soil beneath, as some of the roots that have gone dim now thrum with life again, bursting through the rocky ground. He is going to cast Wall of Thorns. Specifically, he's going to cast it as a wall, blocking the exit here. Actually, before he does that, you see him disappear into the chamber here. He's going to cast Misty Step as a bonus action, then Wall of Thorns this area, and specifically, he's going to cast it in the space nearest to Thalindra and Letherian, So both of you need to make a dex save. Thalindra, you can go ahead and make a dex save for me.
2 leveled spells in a turn.
Yeah, he's a monster, so he gets to do that. He's not using spell slots. That's how it works. No, actually, that is how it works, though. But you see him teleport as he vanishes into red mist, and when he reappears, he cracks that root bulb and conjures the pale roots from the floor. Thalindra with a 13, and Letherian with a 15 minus 6 thanks to his exhaustion. And of course, Thalindra, you have exhaustion as well. I think it's factoring that in for your saving throws. It isn't. You might have been getting away with things. That's okay. So you actually got an 11. Your father also did not roll very well with a 9. Both of you are ensnared in this wall of thorns. And you both are going to take 31 points of piercing damage as you are shoved to one side of the wall. We're going to say here. Thalindra, as those roots ensnare you and your father, you see protrusions begin to leap out of them. These spiky red protrusions that leech into you and stab your father to the point where he falls unconscious yet again. He is not dead outright, even with 31 points of damage. Neither are you. Thanks to your mother's healing, you are still up, but only at 7 HP. 31 points of damage, nothing to shake a stick at. With that, you were concentrating on Moonbeam. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. So, Thalindra, Constitution saving throw for me to see if you can hang on to your concentration. You'll need to make a 15 or higher. 22, even with your exhaustion, you hang on to that Moonbeam. It is yours to wield as it hangs over your mother in her pale root form, now thrumming with green energy as opposed to red. We move beyond this now to, let's see, we were on Ayla's turn. It is now Beakley's turn. Beakley is going to stand, and with 20 remaining feet of movement, they're going to run towards the threat, but they aren't quite able to reach them with 20 feet. They get just shy, and you can already see Lavellis beginning to conjure that red energy again to try and whisk away across the chamber, out of harm's way. As we move from Beakley's turn, we go back to...
Beakley can dash, right?
Beakley can dash. Are you asking him to? Who was that? Saftis Thalindra? You know what? Because you asked that, Beakley is going to dash just to close on him so he can't move out of range. And as a matter of fact, I think they would probably round the back so that they're not blocking off anyone else from getting access potentially. So good on you. As Thalindra, you call out, close on him, as Beakley squawks with a renewed vigor, carrying the energy your mother gave to him with what you believe may have been her dying breaths. We move beyond Beakley's turn to the top of initiative. Nyx, what would you like to do? Thalindra, you're on deck, so be thinking about your turn as well. Lytherian, unfortunately, is out cold, but you still have another ally here. You are not alone. What are we thinking, Nyx? You are out of your line of sight here, but the area around you is no longer difficult terrain. Your movement is no longer being stolen. You can get a clearer vantage as needed. Danny says, chill.
I draw an arrow into my bow and shoot it straight at him.
Okay, so Russell, you will have to move to get line of sight on him, but I'll give you the shortest, quickest path is right around here. Your exit blocked by the roots that have sprung up, and I forgot to kind of put out these minis that I was going to use to represent the Wall of Thorns. These are not monsters, they're just minis to represent. As you maneuver around the side, you already have your arrow drawn, knocked in the bow. As you pull around and get line of sight on Levelis, his eyes dart to you, almost as if expecting you to round that corner. Make an attack roll on him. It is a straight roll. You don't have advantage on this one, but you will get sneak attack because Beakley is close. If you hit. You have to hit first. Seven. Did you double click by accident? No, it just did a weird thing. A 7, unfortunately, is not going to hit. His knowledge of you, his intimate knowledge of you from the past, allows him to predict your movements, and he says as much as he ducks out of the way and then rises back, clutching another pale root bulb in his hand.
Heroic inspiration.
Heroic inspiration. All right. Go ahead and re-roll the attack. As your heroic inspiration is spent. $22 will absolutely hit. You see Levelis go to move, and you almost bait him into moving a certain direction by moving your aim away from him and then back towards him. This catches him off guard, showing exactly how much you've grown since the last time he's seen you. You are not just the cunning street urchin that he met before. You are now a full-fledged arcane trickster, and you lace a bit of that.
I cast Moonbeam Wild Shape into a lion, make an athletics check against the thorn, and shout to armed sisters with remaining verbal action.
Okay. Delindra, that'll be your turn when we get there. But first, Nyx, as you fire that arrow into Levelis' chest, I need you to roll your damage with sneak attack. That is the way, team. That's the way we do it. Looks like that's going to be 14 points of damage on Levelis, who is quite the hardy old man, but certainly not as strong as, or at least not as hardy as the tree you were fighting moments ago. You see the arrow sink deep into the left side of his abdomen, and as he... Nyx, why? As he breaks off the arrow and pulls the shaft out of his stomach, he sort of gives you a wry smile, a bit of blood draining down his lips and staining his white beard. We move from Nyx's turn to Thalindra's turn, and as you said, let me pull it back here. He said, I cast Moonbeam and Wild Shape into a lion, make an athletics check against them, and shout to arms sisters with the remaining verbal action. So as you wild shape into a lion, we're going to use this direwolf from earlier as a lion, because I don't have one of those. He looks kind of lion-y. You are still exhausted. You are still concentrating. Your moonbeam maneuvers over Levelis. As he's breaking that arrow off, his eyesight is drawn up by the bright blue light now cascading down over him. He needs to make a con save, I believe. That is a 13, which fails against your DC. So... Thalindra, go ahead and roll 2d10 for me as you transform into a lion, synchronized with this burst of moonlight onto Levelis. You roar, emboldening your sisters. You call them to arms and fight against this foe. Danny, thanks for the $10. He says, let's leave a caretaker with Delindra's mama. I'm sure she has words for him. Yeah, Delindra's mother, is not, shouldn't write her off just yet, but it's not looking good.
I cast Moonbeam.
Yeah, that I don't think will roll the damage for you. You'll still have to roll 2d10. You may have to use the generic dice roller for that. Sorry. Look, this system's new, and we're making improvements as we go along, but we don't know the bugs are there until we find them. There's the 2d10. 11 points of radiant damage cascades down onto Levelis. He does not resist this damage, which you can tell easily enough as the white-blue light desaturates the red blood that now drains into his white beard, looking almost like black ichor, giving him this haunting appearance at first. But when the light fades, you see him for the feeble old man that you think he is, just hoping that he can make it back to his turn. It is Letherian's turn now, and since he's on 0 hit points, I am going to roll a death save for him. Keep in mind he has 3 levels of exhaustion, so there's a good chance that's a failure. As we move past Letherian's turn, Ayla, it is your turn once again. What would you like to do? You're around the side of this stump here, this big dirt mound that Ithria stands atop. You are probably the furthest possible distance from Levelis right now. Perhaps that's what he was counting on. What would you like to do? Zazima is in at Ayla.
I will move to NYC and use Eldritch Blast on the Thorn Wall.
Okay. Moving to New York City. Yeah, you have 35 feet of movement, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you can easily get there. Moving next to Nyx, and then using Eldritch Blast on the Thorn Wall, hoping to break it down. Now, I don't think, if you guys are looking at this, that Thorn Wall exactly has a number of hit points. I don't think that it does. But when you attack the Thorn Wall, I will force Letherian to make a concentration saving throw, which he has not been doing. I need to do that now for the 2 instances of damage he already took. The first is a 9, but he is going to legendary resist it. That was going to be Nyx's shot. Then comes the Moonbeam. And you know what? That's a natural 1. He's going to have to legendary resist that as well. Trying to keep this wall of thorns up. Ayla, you may be what does him in. Go ahead and roll an attack roll for me to see if you can land a hit strong enough on this wall to force him to make another Constitution saving throw. With an 8, I actually think that your Eldritch Blast does hit the wall, but in a way that it only strikes at the surface. It doesn't penetrate deep to where the magic is strongest, where it's rooted from the ground. And so quickly, more roots and vines just grow over to cover the hole that you create, regardless of the amount of damage that you do here. Unfortunately, Levelis is not going to take any damage, and he's not going to have to make a Constitution saving throw. But you did get close to your allies here, and you do see that Levelis is now maybe a little bit more out of his depth than he estimated. This old man may not have been in a fight for some time. As we move on from Ayla's turn, it is now Beakley's turn. And at this stage, I'm going to say let me know if you're doing anything with your bonus action, Ayla. But Beakley is going to make 2 attacks on Letherian. Hang on. Levelis. Levelis would go before Beakley. I'm sorry. And on Levelis' turn, he is not going to stick around if he can help it. Knowing that all of you are not going to escape so easily while he holds up this spell, you see him once again vanish in a cloud of red mist, appearing on the furthest side of the chamber. Many of you actually don't even see where he appears. He is going to break line of sight with all of you, as what you do see is him send another surge of red energy towards Beakley, who needs to make a charisma saving throw.
Bonus action Divine Sense.
Okay. Divine Sense goes up, and in this case, I'm going to say normally you would not be able to detect Levelis because he is a humanoid. However, because of the energy he wields, because of your connection to it, you can see where he's located in the chamber. You see him hiding in the back, and you see this red energy cascade from his palm, almost like a gentle caress, as it enraptures Beakley for fun. Saft, why don't you roll the d20 for Beakley's charisma saving throw? This is Thalindra's best friend after all. So just go ahead and !R d20. And let's see where that takes us. I'll even tell you the DC. It's 17. But a natural 20 will absolutely get you out of jail here. As that red energy enraptures Beakley, you see for a moment they look confused, and as they inhale some of that red energy, you see their eyes go wide, their pupils dilate and begin sort of ramming themselves against the wall, trying to resist the effects of this pale root bulb. They're familiar with it now, and as they retch and cough up some of the residual magic that has taken hold within them, they, instead of 27 psychic damage, will only take half damage and suffer no further ill effects. Beakley, with that natural 20, is only going to take 13 points of psychic damage. And thanks to the short rest they got, that is only a scratch.
Nat 20 colon underscore 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 nat 20.
Thank you for that, Danny. Absolutely nat 20. Came in clutch there. As Beakley is able to resist this, Ayla, you see the outline of Levelis almost curse under his breath as he then just throws a palm forward, resorting to force now instead of trickery. He is just going to cast a bit of a red bolt from his palm towards Beakley. That is an 18 on the die to hit, which will absolutely hit Beakley as he connects, dealing 18 points of necrotic and 4 points of psychic. Beakley takes another 22 points of damage, bringing them down to just 20 hit points. With that, Beakley will not be able to take any reactions until the start of their next turn, but I don't think they were using them anyway. We pass from Levelis' turn, doing everything he possibly can to fell your owlbear, who still turns beaten and bloodied twice over, reinvigorated by the fact that this man has caused their friends so much pain. There's an animalistic rage glazing over his eyes, but not because they're controlled by the pale root bulb, rather because they want to defend those they care about. We move past the owlbear's turn, back to the top with Nyx. Nyx, what would you like to do? Oh, sorry, past Levelis' turn to the owlbear. he was not able to bring them down, so Beakley is going to close with their 40 feet of movement and make 2 attacks on Levelis. Nix, be thinking about what you want to do. You'll be up next. I don't think this is quite going to do them in. The first attack is going to be a... You get +7 to hit. That's 16, which hits exactly. As Beakley charges in with a meaty claw, you see Levelis at the last second, sort of cast some of that red energy across the ground. A pale root swings up and blocks some of the damage. It would normally be 14. Glancing blow brings it down to 7. You see that the root actually blocks most of the impact. He does not take any damage. This doesn't chew through his temporary hit points that he's given himself. As Beakley goes to make another attack, this time with their beak lunging past the root. That is a natural 1 and will miss. So with that, Levelis still has a little bit of temp HP in the form of these roots. Beakley is not able to find purchase, but does give you all an opening. Nix, what are you doing? Yeah. Levelis is on the far side of the chamber. I imagine, Nix, that you saw at least Beakley charge off towards him, but you may not know exactly where he is. You're right here, so you don't have line of sight. Ayla can sense him because of divine sense, but that's about it. So, Russell, what are you thinking, man? And I see people calling for advantage for Beakley. Unfortunately, there is no advantage to be given there. Which spell is for a pack slot? You can use a pack slot on any spell that you know. They are transferable. So you can use a pack slot for your paladin spells. That's totally fine. You can use a pack slot to smite. I like that they kind of simplified that from older editions. And from other systems. I think Pathfinder, to many chagrin, does require you to remember what spell slots go where. Danny says, I wonder if using Druidcraft on him will work, turn his roots against him for a change. Maybe. I mean, in this instance, you imagine that the Lindra has given you most of what she can give, but maybe she can be ushered to give more. Maybe there's more that you can do here. Sorry, not the Lindra, Ithria, the Lindra's mother. Russell, you still there, man? If so, let me know what you want to do with your turn as Nyx. If not,
I walk to where I can see the owlbear, hold the root bulb I have up to bait the old man out, and would like to hold my actions to firebolt him as soon as I know his position.
Okay. Nyx, you round the corner just enough to see the old man, and as you round the corner, you can see he tenses up. He half expects an attack from you in this moment, but instead you're clutching the pale root bulb to try and distract him and show him that you are indeed not going to you're open to a deal. And you see that relaxation go across his face. And at that moment, you know is the best to strike. When you have him distracted, watch this hand. You underhandedly sling out a firebolt. And I'm going to tell you this.
Ooh, Russell used the root bulb. Brilliant. Bait him out.
I'm going to tell you this. Normally, that firebolt would not have worked. But because you're trying to distract him, I will allow you a sleight of hand check against his insight to see if he falls for your trick and doesn't get the chance to counterspell your attack. So, Russell, make a sleight of hand check for me. A 16. That is pretty respectable. And with a +7 insight. Levelis still only got a 10. He does not see your other hand channeling a bit of fire magic as you push out a firebolt in his direction. You will get the attack off. Now you need to see if you hit him. Make an attack roll for me. I'll even say at advantage because I like what you did. I'll give you advantage on this attack roll. He doesn't see it coming. Very creative. We love it. Matt is in the pilot's chair now. So Matt, if you're on the website, roll an attack roll with Firebolt at advantage. If you're not on the website, then go ahead and type !RADV.
I cast Firebolt.
Oh, you got it. Okay. With a non-natural 20, your firebolt does connect. Go ahead and deal your 1d10 damage. You see some of his beard is actually singed as you strike at his chest. A bit of
_nat 20.
Not a natural 20. Not a natural 20. Non-natural 20. False alarm. False alarm. Still good. Still getting that damage in somehow. Matt, as you connect with that firebolt, you send a bit of the red energy into him. This energy burns in a different way. With a 10, rolling max damage on that dice, he gets a pale root bulb up in front of your attack at the last moment, but it singes the root instantly, burning through, striking at his chest, and causing some of his beard hairs to go alight. He could certainly use some tabletop beard. Am I right? With that, that is, I believe, going to be the end of your turn. As Levelis takes this attack, pats out his beard, and then looks to you.
Your courage is impressive, Nyx. It will rot beautifully.
As you see his expression turn from the false mask that he wore for so many years, pretending to care that he was hurting people for this greater goal. You see the truth of it. The nugget at the center of his soul. The part of him that he probably has even hidden from himself. He's enjoying this. And he shouldn't. If his ideals are to hold, he should not enjoy this, and yet he does. Any remorse you have for killing this man or for harming this man is out the window as we pass over to Thalindra's turn. Thalindra, you are now in the form of an owl. You are still concentrating on Moonbeam, and you are still exhausted. Sorry, not an owl. You are in the form of a lion. Your companion Beakley is on the other side. You've seen some attacks levied against Levelis here, but you don't have line of sight on him currently. As a lion, I think your movement speed would normally be 50 feet? Is that right? Oh, he also needs to make a con save. Natural 20 for Beakley. Oh, that's the first time that actually hit through tip. So yeah, with a natural 20, he hangs on to the wall of thorns. That's not what I would have wanted to spend a nat 20 on, but I guess I'll take it. With a lion, I believe your movement speed is either 40 or 50, so you'd either have 35 or 45. Yeah, Beakley is making it so far. They are bloodied again, so this could get bad. And as a matter of fact, as you all are looking across the chamber trying to find Levelis, you actually notice that your footsteps are splashing. There is water pooling up underneath these masses of roots. No doubt some side effect to whatever has been going on with these rituals here. But certainly something strange that you've noticed. Thalindra, Danny, what would you like to do here? It is your turn. You are currently wild shaped as a lion, and that's not just any lion. That's the new 2024 lion. Yeah, 50 feet. So you have 45 feet of movement. Having a rough understanding of where he is, I think you could close the distance and get to him if you so choose. Yeah, you were right on the concentration check. I did make it with that nat 20, unfortunately. Metalisa says, "Rower." Zazima, as Ayla calls out to Thalendra, "Run to him. I will deal with the wall." Yeah, you seem like you've been laser focused on the wall and escaping, which is probably a good idea. You're not sure what all this water is, but it's can't be anything good at this stage.
I would like to sniff him out for his very magic. Prowl towards him and strike to his legs.
Okay. As you begin to round this corner where Nyx made her last attack, you do see him. You slowly round the edge, taking your time like a predator stalking their prey, getting extra low to the ground, and using whatever water and root cover there is to mask your presence until you are just upon him. As you lunge and make your attack, we do recall you have a multi-attack, so you get 2 rend attacks, which are +5 to hit. I will have you make a d20 roll +5. Plain and simple.
The one who will decay in Darkwell shall be you for your perversion's foul knowledge seeker.
As you make that claim, lashing out as a lion, you see Lavella's turn.
Enough! I am done being patient!
Saf suggests moving the moonbeam. However, you only get 1 action in a turn, and it is a full action to move the moonbeam. So as of right now, it's still back in this corner. So Thalendra, go ahead and roll a d20 +5 to see if you hit. And that's with one of your attacks. You can also roar to try and frighten him if you'd like. That's up to you. No, natural 20 on the first attack roll from the lion. After stalking so closely and shouting such words, he is too busy with his retort to properly avoid the strike. You deal a whopping 2d8 +3 slashing damage. Go ahead and roll that damage to see how much makes it through to him. And then he'll roll a concentration saving throw. So 2d8 +3 slashing damage as a lion. Rawr. As Metalisa so put it. All right, damage roll incoming. 15 points of damage on this old fool. He is not quite bloodied yet, but he's certainly starting to feel...
Aslan is here.
Aslan is here. Aslan, go ahead and make another attack roll because you have multi-attack. Unless you would like to roar, in which case just let me know. That would give him a saving throw against the frightened condition. Zima says, I'll heal Thalendra's dad. Not a bad idea. He is unconscious here. I actually only made 1 saving throw for him. I'll be making another one in just a moment.
Roar at the end.
Okay, as you strike out with your second attack, go ahead and do another d20 plus 5 as you make an intimidating roar, but not the one that's in the stat block. You want to deal that damage here. Make an attack roll for me. Let's see if you hit, Danny. Not quite as good as the nat 20 you had moments ago. A 12, unfortunately, is not going to do it. After the first attack, the old man is driven low, and when you try to crash down on him with your second claw, he simply rolls out of the way, skitters up the wall with his palms as he stands there eyeing you down, breath ragged. You roar in his face, spittle flying across his features as he scowls and clutches at another root bulb strung across a harness on his chest. We move from your turn now to Letherian, and he needs to make another death saving throw. This is his second. Okay. That's 2 death saving throws rolled, and keep in mind that he has 3 levels of exhaustion, so that's -6 to these. That's pretty bad. As we move from Letherian's turn, Ayla, it is now your go. Calamity continues to spiral out of control on the other side of this chamber.
I cast Cure Wounds on Thalindra's dad.
Okay, you maneuver to Thalindra's father, and using
I cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah. Using your 1 spell slot that you have, that you regained, you cast Cure Wounds, which I believe is 2d8? Let me double check. 2d8 plus 3. So go ahead and roll that healing to see how much he gets here. Having an extra ally in the fight could help as well. You definitely want to mitigate the amount of damage. You've already lost so much. Yeah, there you go. 13 points of healing to Thalindra's father. As Letherian's body is slow to heal, you notice. Almost as if it is fighting against you, so close to passing over that you just barely reach him in time. His eyes blink awake. He is still prone, but he is breathing. He is alive with 13 hit points. Ayla, that was your action. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You have a bonus action. And you have the rest of your movement. Feel free to say no. As we move on from your turn, we now reach Levelis's turn. As you see a bit more of the red energy now draining from his own temples, covering his body in a sort of iridescent sheen that seems to react to attacks against him. He then is going to see if he gets his recharge ability back. Shield of Faith is a bonus action, but it is also a leveled spell, and you don't have spell slots anymore, so you would not be able to do that. With the 2, he does not get his recharge ability back. Instead, he is going to Misty Step away from the 2 of you, back up to this higher vantage, hoping to stay far enough away from these physical attacks as he levies 2 red bolts from his palm towards Beakley. Rather, he fires 1 off, and he's going to wait and see what happens. That is a 23 to hit, which is going to deal 22 total points of damage to Beakley, which is 2 more points of damage than Beakley could take. Beakley is unconscious again as this red bolt coalesces in the spot where Levelis disappeared from, and as Thalindra, you and your owlbear companion track where he reappears, that energy remains and strikes out from your blind spot. You hear Beakley squeak in a sharp clutch of pain before going down with a thud and a splash, water sort of rippling out from around them. The second red bolt, you now realize, is coming for you, Thalindra. That is a 25 to hit, which will hit you. Thalindra, you are going to take 18 points of necrotic damage plus 4 points of psychic damage. I believe you are not resistant to any of that, so that's going to be 22 points of damage done to you. Luckily, you have some temp HP, but that's not enough. Thalindra, you fall unconscious. Your wild shape drops. So too does your concentration. You and Beakley both have been dealt with on the far side of this chamber as water in the chamber continues to rise, lapping up around your open mouth and seeping into your lungs as you lie there helplessly. We move past Letherian's turn now to Ayla. No, sorry, to Beakley. Beakley is back on death saves as he rolls. Okay. We move past Beakley back to Nyx. Nyx, you've just watched this terrible wizard teleport up near Ithria's now somewhat revitalized body, and then cast 2 red bolts back at your companions, dropping both of them in an instant. What would you like to do? Matt, this is the crux of the moment. This is a very important moment. What would you like to do with your turn as Nyx? Thalindra, you'll be on deck, but if nothing is done, you'll be on death saves.
Can I cast Dramatic Orb at him?
Nyx, you cannot. You don't have any more spell slots, so you would not be able to cast any leveled spells. However, you do have your short bow. You can make an attack using that, and if you use your steady aim, you can also get advantage plus sneak attack. Something to keep in mind. However, that would do nothing to aid your friends, and I don't know if there is anything you can do.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Okay. So you plant your feet, understanding that you are not the healer in this group. You cannot save your friends in this moment. The best thing you can do for them is bring down this wizard so that someone else can come to their aid. You knock your bow and fire.
Take this, you old bastard.
Take this, you old bastard, indeed. Go ahead and roll with advantage an attack with your short bow. We'll see if you hit. Firing up from the ground where he probably hasn't noticed you skulking. Is that with advantage? Oh man, a 14, unfortunately, because you're firing up, the arrow does not fly quite as fast as you'd hoped. Levelis turns and bats the arrow out of the air before it can even reach him, one of the pale roots assisting in his movements as that red energy continues to thrum and circulate around his body. That is your bonus action, your movement, and your action, as we now pass to Letherian, Thalindra's father, who is awake again. He stands with only 5 feet. He rounds the corner, trains his bow with a bonus action, and fires at advantage. But 3 levels of exhaustion could make this difficult for him. A 13 does not hit, unfortunately, as the bolt, the arrow, much like yours, Nyx, is batted away. He fires another. A 3 on the die also does not hit. That one skitters across the rocks before it even reaches Levelis. You hear, even from where you stand, Letherian curse under his breath. Damn, we need to go! As those words ring out, Ayla, it is your turn. And I want you to make either a perception or nature check. You go right before Levelis, and I think with the way the turn order is situated, you may notice something before anyone else does. So either perception or nature, I'll let you pick. Zima's asking either Booming Blade or Nature's Wrath. I see some people voting for Wrath. The lion attack he did make on the very first one, he rolled a nat 20. Right? No, he did that for Beakley. 18 on the die. He does save against the lion attack concentration as well. Thank you. Thank you, Russell. $19 on the die, +1, non-natural 20 perception.
Booming Blade is damage on the board.
Ayla, as you look across this expanse, the water rising suddenly, this water doesn't seem natural. And as a matter of fact, it actually appears not to be rising from the ground. It appears to be pouring out through the cavern walls, almost like water is trying to pour into the chamber. It is at this moment that you realize that this water is not going to stop flowing in. Something is happening that is causing this chamber to flood. And it's something you don't know how to stop. And so you think it might be best to get out. That's what you learn with your perception check. What would you like to do with your turn? I did the thing Danny Leo did myself. All right, Saft. What do you do with Ayla's turn here, having come to understand that this water is rising and not stopping? This chamber is filling up fast, and you can see now a bit of a current beginning to form in the hallway beyond this wall of thorns. Both Delindra and Beakley are unconscious across the chamber. This wizard is still standing there. Sean says, sometimes you got to pick up your friends and run away.
I will Nature's Wrath this fuck and use my movement to go to Thalindra.
Okay. As you pull down on the tether that binds you to nature, you simultaneously harness the wrath of that nature that you have grown to channel since arriving here in the warrens of the Hidden Hand. And you also pull at the divinity, the peaceful part of nature, to summon your own green vines that erupt through the pale roots, grasping at Levelis. He needs to make a strength save, I believe. And that is a 12. He is out of legendary resistances, and he is restrained. You hold him in place as you rush with all of the movement you have. It takes everything to reach Thalindra. You don't have quite enough to get to Beakley from where you were. So that is your action, and that is your movement. You do have a bonus action. And I believe you have some lay on hands hit points remaining, if that is what you so choose to do. Saft, what would you like to do in this moment as you approach Ayla?
Bonus action lay on hands for Thalindra.
Are you using all of the hit points? Are you channeling everything, all 5 that you have remaining, or are you only channeling some? Yeah, Russell says it still has 5 horsepower, but you can do
3
just
to
one.
Thalindra.
3. I like your thinking, because if you keep some on deck, you can pop people up later. So you spend 3 hit points to Thalindra, channeling the last bit of that that nature energy that you were able to channel in this dark place to bring your friend back to consciousness. Thalindra, you now have 2 out of your total 38 hit points. That brings us to the end of Ayla's turn. Ayla, you turn your gaze instantly to check on Levelis, who has been restrained. And as you bring your eye line to him, you already see a red mist where your restrainment once was. He misty steps out of it. Back down to the ground. And he stands just near you, wielding red energy in his hand. But as his feet touch the ground, he notices what you have noticing. You see that rage that has been building behind his eyes subside for a moment, replaced by the inquisitive nature that you knew this man to have only moments ago. He looks across the ground and sees the water beginning to rise. And in that moment, the stone begins to groan like something ancient waking up. The warrens lurch beneath you as water begins to pour in earnest through the tunnels in violent sheets. The roots recede just in time for you to witness Levelis now staring into the oncoming flood with a dawning horror, dropping to his knees before whispering,
"The end is here. I was too late."
He clutches his head as you see his concentration broken, the roots blocking the exit recede. And this man, who was driven to such foul means for the sake of saving some doom that he saw in the far future, seeing this doom arriving now, crumples to the ground, defeated mentally. Ayla, after your turn, we move to the owlbear, Beakley, who needs to make a death saving throw once again. Okay. We move past Beakley now to Nyx. Nyx, you see this old mentor who was always steadfast, always sure of himself, finally question something, finally give up on something, not so sure of themselves in this moment as water pours in all around you and funnels down the hallway. What do you do with your turn? Thalindra, you are up next. Beakley is still unconscious. You,
I
however...
cast Firebolt.
Okay. Continuing to pummel this old man, not trusting him giving up. With a 16, as he crumples to the ground, you fire forward a firebolt haphazardly. It singes in the water and deals no damage to him. It doesn't even connect. That is your attack action. You have a bonus action and your movement remaining. What do you do? As a general reminder to chat, for no reason at all, he was restrained, but he teleported out of restrainment. He is no longer restrained. However, he does appear to at least be mentally defeated. But thank you for the clarification, Sean. I do need help from chat on more than one occasion. Nyx, as you see this man sort of crumpled, realizing that there's only a certain amount of time you're going to get with the air remaining in this chamber, seeing that the way is now open, and seeing that Levelis seems to have lost the will to fight. What would you like to do? Thalindra, keep in mind, you are prone, you are alive, but only one person is down here, and that is
I
Beakley.
look to my sisters. Shall we get out of here?
I think as you call out to your two sisters, one of them trying to lift the other, they both probably glance over to Beakley, seeing that your owlbear companion is still out cold and now beginning to float above the lapping waves surrounding them. Zazima says we shouldn't leave Beakley, but that will be up to the people in chat here piloting the characters. Russell says save Beakley and run. That will be up to all of you. At the very least, Letherian is up. I can let you know now he had 2 failed death saves when you lifted him. So he was close.
I can't heal him. If you can, you must now.
Okay, you call out to your allies who are now just waking up on the other side of Lavelis, realizing that the man has no fight left in him. You call upon them to heal your companion. They appear to have heard you. We'll see what they do. What do you do with your movement and bonus action? That'll be for you, Matt. Matt Steely. You have 1 use left, so make it count. Let me know.
I run towards them to assist them in the escape.
Okay. Matt, you rush around, keeping a eye on Lavelis to make sure that he isn't trying anything funny. He has betrayed you in the past, and you attempt to assist your sisters as best you can. I'll even say, with your bonus action, you're able to help Thalindra up to her feet. So Thalindra, you are no longer prone. You don't have to use half your movement to stand. You are now standing as we roll into your turn. Thalindra, what would you like to do? As the water continues to rise, like I said, you can see Beakley beginning to, his form actually beginning to shift on top of the lapping waves. Quite buoyant, surprisingly, owlbears are. They have to be light so they can, hover with their tiny little wings. What do you got? Thalindra, Danny, what are you doing here? It's not going to be Ayla's turn for a hot second. However, I believe Thalindra has some spell slots left. So, Danny, you do have the opportunity to try and heal Beakley, and it looks like the old man is... It looks like he's giving up. Who can be sure? Potions, scrolls. You do have healing word. You've got cure wounds. You've got good berry. Two level 1 spell slots for healing, and you do have a level 2 spell slot if you want to upcast anything, Danny. I'll zoom in on the action here. What do you got in mind, Danny?
I stagger to my feet, looking at everything. But mostly to Beakley as I reach out to him with Cure Wounds.
Okay, so casting Cure Wounds is going to be 2d8 plus 5. Go ahead and roll that to see how much healing you're giving him. You use 10 of your precious 25 feet to get over there. Oh, Danny's saying level 2, But Zazima went in as the character. You know what? With a 10, if you're doing level 2, and I think that was Danny's choice because he cast the spell, I'm going to roll a d8 for you. We're just going to add that. That is an 8. So 18 hit points go to Beakley the owlbear. As the creature's eyes blink open once again, you can see that they were on death's door. They made 2 death saves, and both of them were failures. So you got there just in the nicks of time, and you have 15 feet remaining. So, Zazima, what would you like to do? Are you using that 15 feet? Are you sticking close to Beakley? Thank you, Zez. Yeah. Good healing. Thalindra, unfortunately, is only at 2 HP, but Beakley's looking healthy again. We can rest assured there. So, Thalindra, let me know what you're doing with your remaining movement, or if you're standing by as we move on from your turn to Letherian.
Can I ask Beakley to grab me while I ride her?
Make an animal handling check for me. I love this idea, but make an animal handling check. I want to see how well you can ride Beakley in this state, because not only is this chamber filling up with water, but Beakley has been knocked unconscious twice now. You have been knocked unconscious at least once. Thalindra's no longer a lion because she was dropped, so she went out of her wild shape. Animal handling heroic inspiration, you say. So go ahead and re-roll that. I will mark off your heroic inspiration. That is the last of the 3. Go ahead and re-roll your animal handling check, because a 6 is not going to do it. Thalindra is a Thalindra now. Yeah. I wonder if druids do think that way when they exit wild shape. They're like, wild shape, form of a humanoid. 15 was just the DC I had in mind. So as Beakley clambers to their feet, you lean down, whisper something in their ear, and you see them sort of nod gruffly, understanding the grim situation, but also understanding their grim situation. You carefully mount the creature, gripping tufts of fur, barely holding on with 2 hit points yourself. The creature begins to thunder forward. Run, they say. We move to Letherian, and Letherian calls out to you in kind. Run! We need to go now! And you see the wall behind you beginning to as water is spraying out of new gaps that weren't there before. Something is chewing away at the underground of the Hidden Hand Warrens. Something devastating must be happening that has nothing to do with what you are involved in here. You come to understand at least that much. Letherian is calling out to you as he maneuvers to the edge of the cavern. All of you now look to Ayla and Beakley, who are the last 2 in initiative. So, Ayla, what would you like to do? Is there anything you'd like to do before this wall caves in? Or are you just running? That'll be you, Saf. Just let me know if there's anything you'd like to do. We already know that Beakley is running with Thalindra on its back. That is a medium creature riding a large creature, so no movement penalty. That is a clean 40 feet of movement you get. A well-spent animal handling check. And I cannot believe you've kept this stupid owlbear up. Actually, it'd be 20 feet, because they do have to stand from prone. Still, though, that'll be nice. Much better than the exhaustion-addled 25 feet that you have normally. Saft, let me know if you're going to do anything before the end of this initiative order.
I'm running, though I would like to see if I can make a special attack or nature wrath against the wizard.
Okay. You absolutely can. Do you want to try and attack him on your way out, or do you want to try and restrain him? I'll leave that up to you. Just tell me what you're doing, and we'll go from there. You absolutely can make an attack as you rush by, though. I will say, as you're crossing him, you can hear him sort of muttering under his breath. I thought I had more time. I thought that was. Where's all the time
Attack
gone?
as I rush by.
As you rush by, hearing his mutterings, you think to put the old man out of his misery, as well as do him recompense for the slight that he has done against you by essentially stealing your brother away. You channel all your anger into that one strike. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me as you pass him by. I'll say he's even prone, so you can have advantage on the attack roll. If it doesn't hit. A 12 doesn't hit. If you'd like, you can roll it again. Or did you double click it? 22 will hit. Roll 2d6 plus 3. (2d6 plus 3 for your damage with the maul. No one F's with family, pardon my language. 12 points of damage. You see the red energy that was around him, protecting him only moments ago, dissipates before you even need it. Need to break through it. He is all but given up in this moment. As you deal 12 points of damage, you exactly get him to the bloodied condition, driving him to the ground, where he lays, just staring up at the ceiling, wide-eyed, feeling at the thinning hair, the wrinkles on his face, his pale, saturated skin, as he realizes that all of his years, all of his work has been for naught. You rush past him towards the hallway, and as all of you begin to sprint, the water bursts through behind you. It thunders as it laps up the stone, curving around every corridor and swelling into the chamber. Knowles shrieks somewhere in the spray. Boots begin slipping. Torches lining the halls begin dying out. Roots sway like drowning hands from the ceiling. The Warrens become a river, and you're forced to sprint through the choking darkness and tidal fury as the flood hunts you like a beast all itself. We are now going to enter a different kind of initiative. As we round back to the top, Nyx, I need you to roll a d10 for me. Nyx, roll me a single d10. As I take a moment to change our music. Nyx, at first, when you rush forward, your heart thunders with worry. But as you round the corner into the hall, lined with all these pale roots, you see the water flowing through. There is a part of you that sees it and thinks about how beautiful this scene is. So much has transpired here. You see walls caving in. You see Knowles being flushed away. You see Levelis given up his foul pursuit for whatever doom he hoped to thwart. You know in this moment, deep in your heart, that no matter what happens here, you have succeeded on some small level. You swim in earnest through the passage, hoping not to be crushed by the current up against a wall. I need you to make an athletics check for me. Danny says, "Oh no, it's an escape scene." Indeed it is. You are not out of the woods yet. 19 will do it for you, as normally your limbs are built for stealth. They're built for agility. Today, they are built for strength. You channel your memory of this place, the invigoration that you've received, knowing that it is being torn asunder just as you may be. You push through the water without taking any damage. You continue to swim on ahead as we move now to Thalindra. Thalindra, roll me a d10. Thalindra, roll a d10 as you continue to scramble on the back of your owlbear friend Beakley. Because you all are together, I'm going to say that both of you are moving, and only you will need to... I see, you're adding guidance. So just roll the d10.
I cast guidance.
Roll the d10. This is only to determine what your complication will be. But you can do guidance on your actual saving throw. We'll factor that in. So just exclamation point R D10. 5. Thalindra, as you push ahead, you round the corner into the hallway, and you at the last second hear a muddled coughing. I need you to make a perception check to see if you can tell what this is. So this you can add a d4 to. If you're rolling perception, do exclamation point R perception, and if you need the d4 from guidance, I will have you roll a d4. This is the downside to using the chat instead of the website thing. It doesn't really have a lot of flexibility to just add rolls. Okay, with the perception of 18, 11 plus 7, you notice at the last second a gnoll who's being swept away in floodwaters, scrambling with his claws, trying to grab hold of anything, including you. He would have dealt you some damage, but instead you're able to backtrack just a bit as he is swept away in the current just before you. Understanding what you need to do, you dive in after him and allow the current to continue carrying you forward. It is now Letherian's turn. As he continues forward with all of you, he'll roll for a complication. He too must swim against the current as Nyx did. With a strength saving throw, or sorry, athletics. How much does he get as a bonus? Not get a bonus. He rolled a 17, but he is exhausted, and so he is slammed up against one of the walls. It takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Is he still up? Letherian had 13 points. Thanks to Ayla's cautious healing of Letherian, 5 points does not drive him under. Instead, he is left at 8. We move past Letherian to Ayla. Ayla, roll me a d10 as you see everyone trying to scramble out of this chamber as quickly as possible. Your heavy armor somewhat weighing you down, but not weighing down your spirits. 1. As you turn the corner, the water's flow has intensified, and it drives you in a direction you don't anticipate. A tunnel corner becomes a large, like a 10-foot drop. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can avoid taking damage on this drop, subject to the current. So Matt, go ahead and roll a dex save. If you're on the website, you can just click the button, but if you are in chat, you know what to do. You got this. 17 is going to do it. As the water is pushing you over the edge, you instinctively throw your maul around in such a way that you right yourself. As you hit the water below, you are submerged, but only so much that your legs hit the ground and you were able to push back up to break the water's surface. You continue to be funneled out through the dark into wherever this tunnel may be taking you. As we circle back to the top of initiative with Nyx, the tunnels split you into a circular chamber now where a towering shaft climbs into the darkness. Slick stone lines the edges as the water begins to circle round and round, drawing you towards its center. Nyx, your stomach drops as you instantly recognize this as the Darkwell, the titular Darkwell. And it's the only way up before the flood takes you. I'm going to have you roll a d10 to find out what your complication is, Nyx. And then you may just have to scale the wall to climb out of the quintessential Darkwell. A 10. Nyx, as you attempt to grab hold of the bricks lining the edge of this well, your hands keep slipping, and as they do, the roar of the water gives way to another sound. You hear at the center of this cyclone forming within the well as it swells full, the screams and panicked voices of gnolls, your allies, and even people you haven't met. I need you to make a charisma saving throw as you resist a nightmare all your own here. So Nyx, make a charisma saving throw for me. Okay, with a 16, you're able to assuage your concerns, understanding that there is no time left for them. If they are trapped here, that is something they will have to deal with on their own. You grab hold of the wall and begin climbing. I'm going to have you make an acrobatics check for me to see how well you can climb up this wall. I know normally that would be athletics, I'm pretty sure, but acrobatics makes sense to me in this moment. That's what we're doing. Nyx, make an acrobatics check for me. With a 14, you are narrowly able to scale the wall, your grip slipping every once in a while, feeling your feet basically slapped by the strong current swirling beneath you, threatening to pull you off the wall. You are able to make some progress, but you don't quite reach the top. As we now move from your turn to Thalindra. Thalindra, roll me a d10. We're going to see what your complication
Do I have anything I can use to help my allies get out of there? Rope, pitons, etc.?
There is an inventory on your character sheet if you want to check out what items you might have. But just at first glance, it looks like you do have ball bearings, a bell, crowbar. You don't have any... You do have 50 foot of rope. So as you reach this area, I will have you make a survival check to see how well you might be able to tie the rope off to some of the loose brick. Maybe you can give them a foothold to grab hold of without losing too much progress yourself. Danny, I wouldn't count your chickens too soon. We will see. Okay, Nyx, with a 19, you deftly maneuver this rope around a section that is missing bricks. You actually are able to slip the rope behind the remaining brick through the dirt that has been carved out over years of use in this dry well. You tie a sturdy knot and lower the rope behind. Your allies will have advantage on their acrobatics checks to climb the walls up to where you are. So Thalindra, go ahead and roll me that d10. Let's see what your complication is as you now try to clamber out of this bad situation. We are fueling some chaos here, but that crystal has not even cracked as of yet. I'm surprised you guys have made it this far without any of that help. Very impressive, truly. Thalindra, Zazima, are you still there? I may have to swap you out. I need you to roll me a d10. I don't see you in a few seconds. I may have to swap. Oh. You can't do both in one, unfortunately. It has to be RD exclamation point R D10. The system gets confused otherwise, but it says, can Beakley climb walls? If so, then I'll wild shape into a giant constrictor snake. Very clever. Beakley does, I believe, have a climb speed. He does. Beakley can climb walls and climb them well. Beakley can even carry you if you don't want a wild shape, but if you do, that's totally fine. Exclamation point RD10 doesn't seem to have worked. I'm gonna try it one more time here. I'll just roll it for you from the character sheet.
Danny, you're in.
Should work. There we go. Thalindra rolls a 4. So, Danny now piloting Thalindra. A root that you are using to sort of hold yourself against the wall snaps under the weight of the water, causing you to slam or nearly slam against the wall. I need you to make an acrobatics check. Exclamation point R, acrobatics, or just hit the acrobatics button if you are in the website. Sean, thanks for the 1,000 chaos points, friend. Didn't know you had it like that, my man. I didn't miss any super chats, huh? I have been looking at the character sheets for so long. It's got to be acrobatics with an S. With an S, Danny. Quickly now! Quickly now! The water's rising! Well, keep in mind that you are exhausted here. A non-natural 20 down to an 18 will certainly do it. As the root is pulled from the wall, you begin careening towards the brick that lay in wait for you to knock you unconscious and send you below the surface. But as your hand is scrambling, you grab hold of the rope that Nyx has left for you, and it halts your progress. You begin climbing it in earnest with Beakley. However, Beakley has a 40-foot climb speed, so you actually overtake Nyx and reach near the top of the well now, as we circle past your turn to Letherian. Letherian rolls a 7 as a remnant of the red energy below, as it is crushed by rubble and water and waves alike, ripples outwards. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw as that red energy overtakes him. That is a 7, and he is exhausted. He
I
fails.
look up in awe at the sight of Beakley rocketing past me and almost laugh.
Seeing that owlbear come in handy once again, they are the true MVP of this campaign. You cast your gaze back down to Letherian, who is struggling against the nightmare pulse that has disoriented him. He takes 6 points of necrotic damage, bringing him down to just 2, but he is still breathing. He's going to roll an acrobatics check to see if he can scale the rope left for him at advantage. His acrobatics is non-natural 20 minus 6, 14. Thanks to the rope left by Nyx, he gets exactly the same amount that you did, Nyx. That 14 allows him to clamber up. You see his arms are shaking. His legs are quaking against the wall. He is almost slipping and sliding back down as he climbs. His hands are so wet and calloused over with blood and debris and who knows what else. But he does manage to reach you. He almost collapses onto the wall in a weird way. Holding tight, he looks over at you, breathing through both his mouth and nose as water sprays you. Thanks for that. As we now move to Ayla. Ayla, I need you to roll me a d10 to see what your complication is. Yeah, very good play with that rope. Letherian's only on 2 hit points, so if he had been left down there, that might have been the end of him. Ayla, roll me that D10. Let's see what your complication is. Matt, exclamation point R D10. I think you've just been using the chat, the chat bot. I'll give you just a little more time before I roll it for you. But I want to keep this one moving. It's a lot of action. From one combat into another, into a chase scene. I got to keep you guys on your toes. A 6. So, Ayla, as you see, all your allies have now clambered out of this dark well, or at least beyond the surface of the water that threatens to drag you down. A bit of debris within the waves slams into you. I need you to make a strength saving throw to see if you can withstand it without being pushed off course and dragged under. Here comes that strength save. A 20, non-natural, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 17 plus 3 does it for you. As the debris slams into you, the armor gifted to you by your father takes the blow, takes the brunt of it. You are a heavy object, not easily moved or maneuvered, and you actually are able to grab the rope in one fell swoop, even while being buffeted by this debris. You begin to pull yourself out. Make an acrobatics check with advantage, thanks to the rope being left for you. Go ahead, Ayla. Matt, roll me an acrobatics check with advantage. It's going to be just tick the advantage modifier on the website. Looks like you know what you're doing. Yeah, Zazima, nice. Sean, yeah. We could make it out of this alive. There's a chance. An 18 gets you there and a bit further. As the water is now at your back, you actually use some of the buoyancy to carry you a bit higher than Nyx. Nyx now begins to catch up with you, and as your entire team climbs and breaks free into the open air, the world around you is already collapsing into a raging current. Trees, debris, splintered posts, swept away like toys. You throw yourself onto the pale roots that are jutting out from the ground and cling for dear life as the flood rips everything else downstream. At this point, we're going to do one last round of complications, one last round of athletics checks to hold on, and we're going to see where this campaign lands at the end, beginning with Nyx. Nyx, go ahead and roll a d10 for me. With a 5, Nyx, another passing knoll, one of these surface dwellers now actually rushes past you. Roll a perception check to see if you notice them soon enough to be able to move out of the way while gripping the root that is allowing you to cling to life by extension. Dice gods, be good. Please be good. With a 10, unfortunately, you are unable to avoid the coming Knoll attack. As he clamors to grab anything solid, he grabs onto you and his claws dig into your flesh. You take 5 points of slashing damage. Luckily, you had plenty of hit points left from what Thalindra's mother gave you, but that does bring you down to just 14 hit points remaining. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me. This is the more important one. As you see, so much of this has become more or less a tidal wave, sort of mudslide combo. There are trees, branches, entire buildings being pulled aside. With a natural 20, you are unfazed. Your lithe frame cuts through the water as you hang on to the pale root that you know digs further down than even this torrent can pull up. We move past your turn to Thalindra. Thalindra, roll me a d10. Hell yeah, nat 20. Hell yeah, nat 20. Thalindra, roll me a d10. Let's see how this thing goes for you. You and Beakley together, clutching onto the same pale root. A 5 as well. A Knoll flies by you. I need you to make a wisdom, a perception check, rather, to see if you can notice them before they can cut away at some of your flesh. So go ahead and make a perception check. Here we go. 22. You notice the Knoll after your natural 20 athletics check. The natural 20 athletics check from Nyx it inspires you to keep a firm eye out for any debris that might dislodge you from your perch, and you see the Knoll from a mile away. You even are able to pull Beakley back from being grabbed by them. As you clutch onto the root, I'm going to have you make an athletics check for me. With the Thalindra athletics. And I am keeping in mind the guidance that you mentioned earlier. If for whatever reason you don't meet the DC, then I will call for you to use your guidance. Exclamation point R athletics with an S.